welcome back to my channel, Sailor's Wife, Crazy Life. So yeah, I had you guys this video and it was all morning routine and, you know, truly showed the crazy life side of it. Mom was trying to do morning routine, get little man breakfast, and he kept interrupting, and I tried getting him to say hi to YouTube and he was not having it, though. He is obsessed with YouTube. He has an iPod and he has certain iPod times and he likes to watch YouTube. He's actually in there watching YouTube right now. So anyways, I got my babies. I don't know if y'all can see that. Got my coffee. Got my babies on the other side. So I always have them with me when I have my morning coffee. So, my son normally gets up between 9 and 10 every morning. So, we just had morning routine not too long ago because he's like his mama and it takes him a while to want to eat breakfast. So, it is like, I don't know, 11:30 or so. I normally have my Fitbit on, but I thought I had it on the charger last night and I didn't have it shoved all the way down and it actually died on the charger because it wasn't physically charging. So, anyways, I had this whole walkthrough, and once my house is clean, per se, you know, it's clean right now, but I want to actually get it clean. You know, my husband comes home tomorrow. So Mama's getting ready. You know, we talked about this in the last video where I prepare immensely when Daddy's getting ready to come home. So I've got stuff that I have to do before he gets home, and one being cleaning the house. I keep it clean for the most part. Normally, throughout the week, we just do kind of like the pickup mode. Excuse me. Everybody has to pick up their stuff, take it to its appropriate spot, and then on the weekends is normally when I deep clean. And this weekend, I was not feeling well at all. I had a sore throat, and I think it was just, I really thought it hurt so bad I thought I was getting strep. And thank God, you know, it still kind of hurts a little bit, but I don't think I've got strep. I just think it's the change in weather and the change in the sort of different types of pollen per se. Because my daughter, my middle child, is allergy fiend. She's allergic to about 15 things. And she has literally been sneezing her head off for the last week. And so have I. So I think that's kind of why. I think it's just drainage. But hopefully, crossing my fingers, that I don't get anything worse. But yeah, so I had a video for you guys earlier, and like I said, I am still learning this whole editing process. And because I don't have, you know, the nice cameras like the majority of YouTubers have just yet, which it's on my Christmas list, I didn't realize that within iVideo or whatever, when you're actually taking a video on your iPhone, that God forbid you turn it to landscaping angle, because then it starts screwing with the whole aspect of your video. And I realized that as I was turning the camera inside the video, like it was literally putting me upside down, and it was a hot mess. So we're gonna do this again. But so we have this dilemma in our house where I said that to them in the last video that you guys will not get to see because it looks a hot mess. We have a really long living room. It's probably about a 15, I'm really not good with dimensions on rooms, but it's a very long living room. It literally goes from my front door all the way to this wall over here. And this room here is like a 13 by 12 or something like that. So it goes pretty far. Tell her no. Is it the kitty or the doggy? Kid. Well, tell her no. You know why she's in your food that you didn't eat for breakfast? Because it has milk in it. And what do kitty cats like to drink? Milk. Milk. Go get her out of your food. You need to finish your cereal, please. Thank you. Interrupt much. So he's gonna kick the cat out. So anyways, we have this really long living room, and it's on the other side of this wall. And we have our living room set up, and then what used to be Brendan's playroom, which he quickly outgrew because he's 3 and he has toys coming out of his yin yang. So we didn't need a huge table because my husband's schedule keeps him, for the most part, from being here for dinner anyways. And so it's normally just me and the kids. And I normally eat when I have a moment. So a lot of times I don't get to sit down with the kids anyways, because you know how us mamas do. We're cooking, they sit down and they eat. And by the time we get to sit down, they're either done or they're almost done anyways. So a 4-seater table was fine for us, even though we're a 5-person family. And when he outgrew that little area that most people use as kind of like a home office type deal, we had to find him a bigger space. And at the time, he was in the smallest bedroom in the house, and now we've kind of flip-flopped stuff around, and now he's actually sharing a room with my middle child, because bad mommy, daddy's gone a lot, so I let the 3-year-old sleep with mommy. And, you know, a lot of people co-sleep, but my child has a very high separation anxiety, I guess you could say. And we're trying to refocus him and get him back in his bed. So that's kind of another reason why we're having the smallest and the middle child share a bedroom, because there's a lot of times where I can get him in his bed, but then about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning anyways, he comes crawling back into my bed, which is fine with me. At that time in the morning, I am not about to get up and try to fool with putting him back in there. I know people are like, oh God, don't do that. Like, get up, put him back in his bed. But because he is sharing a bedroom with her as well, just to kind of, it gives us an extra bedroom. That was the big thing. Not only because there was a lot of nights where he didn't sleep in there, it gives us an extra bedroom. We have 4 bedrooms, so there's the master and then the 3 for each kid. And we liked having the extra bedroom in case family comes down or what have you. And we have a pull-out couch in there, so it makes it perfect. That stays up. They can play up there if they want to, what have you. So anyways, we decided to use what they call our dining room as a playroom. And it worked out because my husband gets a TV in here. He puts his console in here. He's got a gaming chair over there that he can play video games on. He's got his hotspot up there because my husband deals with computers, so he's got this hotspot up there for Wi-Fi. And it just kind of extends the Wi-Fi because we have a really big issue with getting Wi-Fi upstairs. And then we have the monstrosity that you see behind me. Because he's got a bigger space, he now makes a bigger mess. So, you know, with military houses, we have very minimal areas that we can physically use that makes it to where everything fits. I mean, the rooms are small, and don't get me wrong, I'm so appreciative of military housing. It makes it to where we don't have to worry about paying rent to somebody because, yes, they pay us living expenses, but because it is in a housing setting, they literally just take it directly out of Jared's pay, and we don't ever have to worry about it. The only thing we have to come up out of pocket for here in this area is we're on a energy conservation program, which means through a company that the military has deemed acceptable or whatever, I guess you could say. They give us a range of what we can use for electricity. So say like the low range is 120 and the high range is, say, which still is an ungodly amount, but $250. So if you're in between those ranges, you don't pay anything. And if you're below that range, so say your bill is $100, you now have a credit of $20. And then if you're over that $250, you're now in a deficit of $20. So you only pay something if you are over, I've got to sneeze. Woo! You only pay something if you're over that $250. So there's only been a couple times where Jared and I have had to pay something. And it's never an overage of $250. Like, I think the max bill that we've ever had to pay is $100, and that's because the range for that month was like $110, and we do have 3 kids, and they like to watch TV and whatever. But that's only been once or twice, maybe even once, actually. I don't think we've paid more than once. But like this last time, we were under by $35. So what they do is because you're under that amount, they cut you a check for that $35. So it's really nice, and we don't have to worry about anything else. And it just kind of makes it to where those of us that are military based, that there's not a lot of out-of-pocket costs that come to us unless it's something that we physically set up. Like, we have DirecTV. You know, we pay for Netflix, we've got a home phone, we've got cell phones, and that kind of thing. So it kind of evens out. And of course, car payments for everybody, insurance for everybody. My husband's got motorcycles, so we've got 2 insurance payments for those, and the insurance on my car, and he's got a car as well. So it just makes it to where there's not a lot of overhead for us. And it used to be that we didn't have any overhead whatsoever, but then you have people who really do abuse the fact that they used to get free energy, basically. And my bill would be $120. Theirs would be $350 because they figured, oh, we get it for free, so let's leave every light in the house on. I'm from the South. I have a mama that was... you're not in there doing something, turn the light off. You're not in there watching TV, turn the TV off. We don't load the dishwasher unless there's a full load in there because you paid for water too. So you didn't waste anything or use energy if you weren't in there. And my mama wasn't a stickler by no means, but you know, as I got older and, you know, as teenagers do, I was in my bedroom a lot. You know, the light was on, the TV was on, the radio was going, I was on the phone. So there was a lot of times where my mom was like, okay, 9 o'clock, everything off. You've been on it long enough.
Mommy,
yes, baby. May I see it? Here comes the little man. Want to say hi?
Who is it?
Say hi.
Who is it?
It's YouTube. Say hi. Get this out your mouth. Say hi, YouTube.
It's not Woo too.
Tell him, say, what's up? Nope. He said, nope, I've had enough. Okay. I don't know what this is to, Lovey. I'll look at it in a minute, okay? So anyways, long story short, is there's a lot of military families that I'd like to hear from. That how do you guys section off your house? How do you make it more manageable for you? Do you put kids in the same room together? You know, the military housing here, they believe that within a certain age range and a certain sex that they can be put in the same room. So we got lucky when we got here because my girls were in that age range, but there was nobody here at the time. So we got lucky and we got a bedroom for each kid. Now when you move in, if they're under the age of 10, sorry about that, got a phone call. But if they're under the age of 10, and they're within like a 2 to 3 year age range, that they can be put in the same bedroom together. My oldest is now 11, so she kind of is off that mark. And then, you know, my middle child and my youngest child are of the opposite sex. So, we no longer have to worry about that, but I know that there are a lot of people that don't get as lucky as we did when we first moved here, and they are able to have a bedroom for each kid. So how do you guys make it easy on yourselves? You know, I've seen people that literally build their own beds to fit the bedrooms, and I am so jealous of that. I would love to do that and shove all 3 kids in one room, because they literally go in there to sleep. My kids aren't normally up in their bedroom. My oldest loves to go outside and play. So she's gone 24/7. And then she's got a lot of extracurriculars that she does at school, and we live a quarter of a mile away from the school, so she takes her phone and she goes, and, you know, she knows what time she's supposed to be back, and that's the end of it. So we, at this point in time, have my oldest in her own bedroom, and she just kind of went into the smallest bedroom because she's older and she doesn't need a lot of room, and she's getting ready to be a teenager, and she doesn't need all that space. And the more space that my preteen has, the more that her room looks like a hot mess. And then we have the spare bedroom, which is just literally, you know, some toys in the closet, like older toys for the girls. You know, they do loom bracelets and stuff like that, and it's just to keep them up out of the way. And then we've got Rubbermaid containers of like all of their extra stuffed animals, because my kids have stuffed animals coming out of their ears. So that's in there. And then, like I said, there's the pull-out couch in there, and that's just so if anybody wants to come stay, they've got a place to stay. Because we also have a pull-out couch downstairs in our sectional, so we can technically house 4 more people in this house. And we did that on purpose because there are times where my mom and her husband and my brother come in, and now my brother is engaged and has my sweet, cute nephew, Liam. So at that point, you know, my brother and his fiance can sleep in one bed with Liam in the bed with them, or, you know, there's enough room in there for a bassinet or a pack and play or what have you. And then, you know, my mom and Lou can sleep down here, or they could even sleep upstairs. Whichever way works for them, because obviously our living room's a little bit bigger, so that may work out for my brother and his fiance. But anyways, we've done that on purpose so that we can have more people stay here. And, you know, there are times when we have family in, and my oldest daughter has got a full bed. So my husband's aunt sleeps with her when she comes, and, you know, she likes being close to the kids, and that's what she likes to do. Yes, baby.
I got pears in my bowl. So I can have more milk.
More milk? Okay, cool. Did you make a mess? Liar.
Why are you saying liar?
There's a napkin on the table. Clean off your arm, please. So anyways, I'm going to show you guys me cleaning up this bedroom, or playroom, I guess. All of these toys, I promise you, will go back on that toy thing. There's a few bins that sit up top here, and that's like his books and stuff like that. But my main question is, because I don't want this video to end up being 30 minutes long, is how do you guys section off your house when you're in military housing, especially when sometimes the military housing is set up really quirky. Like my biggest despise point of any of these military houses, and like I said, I'm very grateful for what I have. It's not to talk bad about military housing at all. But the only thing that I hate is that I have to come through my laundry room for the most part to get in the house. Now, here lately, I have decided that I will walk my happy butt all the way around and come in through the front door. And, you know, most people that are coming to your house do that anyways. But, you know, we don't park in our garage. My husband's got his 2 bikes in there, and then I have a treadmill and that kind of thing, so my car won't fit in there. So we don't normally come through the garage and laundry room, but literally our garage feeds into our laundry room, which then feeds into the foyer and then into the living room. But a lot of people have to come through that laundry room, and I just hate it that, like, God forbid there are dirty clothes in there, and God forbid you have someone, you know, maybe other than family. Like, I just had the water guy come by to replace our 5-gallon jugs that go to our water dispenser, and I had to have him go into the laundry room, and there's dirty clothes in there because I have laundry to do, and it's just embarrassing. But anyways, so yeah, we're gonna clean up this hot mess back here, and I'm gonna show you how I get everything to fit back there, and then you know, we'll go from there. So, crazy life. Here we go. Alright guys, it's done. We got a clean playroom. So here's the finished product. That's his little desk over there. Hold on. Let me pull his. He's got little stuffed animals hanging out back there. So you got his desk, his little toy area, his Lego table, and then of course I cleaned all that off. My coffee's sitting down there. And then we have a love sack, and then he's got his very beat up Spider-Man little beanbag chair there. But anyways, so yeah, that's it. That's all it is. Told you guys it would all fit. It's cramped, but it fits. So yeah, like I said, you guys comment below. Let me know how you guys keep things organized in these very small houses. And I always keep living the crazy life. See ya.